Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another Historic Brawl gameplay video, this time featuring a Sorin of House Markov deck. This is a Orzhov deck, so black-white, and Sorin is a 2-mana 1/4 with lifelink and extort. Extort means whenever you cast a spell you can pay a mana cost. In this case it's a hybrid white or black. If you do, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain that much life. And he has, at the beginning of your post-combat main phase, if you gain 3 or more life this turn, exile Sorin and then return it transformed onto the battlefield as Sorin Ravenous Neonote, which also has extort and then has +2 created food token, -1 it deals damage equal to the amount of life you've gained this turn to any target, and -6 to gain control of target creature. It becomes a vampire in addition to its other types, and then if you control a white permanent other than that creature or Sorin, you put a lifelink counter on it. So the name of the game is Gaining Life, and as such a deck is built around that. The most important cards in my opinion are this pile here. These are all when a creature ETBs under your control, you gain 1 life. Soul Warden, you gain a life when any creature ETBs, but if it happens on your opponent's turn, the life gain is not relevant for Sorin. Lunar Veteran can come back and gain as Luminous Phantom and gain life whenever a creature is put into battlefield or leaves the battlefield, and LS Ilkor, each opponent loses 1 life whenever a creature you control dies, and Daxos, you gain a life whenever a creature ETBs or dies. So that's really, really powerful. I'm recording this after the gameplay. The problem I had in the gameplay, and you will see, is I played 12 games, I think, and in those 12 games, we saw a Lunart Veteran once. I think we saw a Case of the Uneaten Feast and maybe an LSL Core, but right at the end of the games when they're obviously not really worth it. Not having any of these cards means it's really hard for this deck to do what it needs to do. The ideal curve really would be one of these on turn 1, Sorin on turn 2, and then on turn 3 you play a couple of 1-drops or a card that gains you a lot of life. You can extort it so you get that 3 life. You can swing with Sorin because he's got 4 power, 4 toughness, sorry. It's unlikely he's going to be able to be killed on turn 3 from blocking. Swing in, gain that life, and then transform in and immediately minus him to go face or take out a creature, maybe their commander or whatever. But without having one of these at the start, that's really hard, or at least early on in the game. We do have a lot of life gain creatures as well, or life gain, other life linkers, sorry. Cleric Cast basically kind of doubles the amount of life you gain, which is really powerful. All these creatures have lifelink or produce cards that have lifelink, like Legion's Landing or Dawn of Hope, and Heliod can give creatures lifelink. Then we have some other ways of gaining life, either through just straight up spells like you gain life. Birth of Meletis gains life in its last chapter. Blood Artist, you gain life when another creature dies, and it's not your creature, it's any creature as well. So you could, if you remove a creature on your turn, you'll gain life, which will go to Sorin. Leonin Vanguard gains life if you have 3 or more creatures at the beginning of combat. So that's a great turn 3 drop, along with maybe some other drops to gain a lot of life. Then we have some life gain payoffs. Ajani's Pride Mate and Voice of the Blessed get bigger when you gain life. Amalia Explores when you gain life, and then if its power is exactly 20, it wipes the board. And Veto, whenever you gain life, target opposing loses that much life, and it can give your board lifelink as well. Then we just have removal, pretty standard stuff. We have some hand disruption as well. Nightmare First is really interesting in this deck. You gain a life and target creature gets -X, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. So by itself, it gives a creature -1/-1, but with our other life gain, it can be a lot bigger. And then March gains us life as well and does damage. So this is another way we can either transform Sorin or get a lot of life to then minus Sorin. So it's great being able to take out a creature with this or Nightmares First, and you've gained a lot of life, and take out another creature. You can essentially wipe their board or impact their board a lot. Then we have other general good stuff. Some protection with Giver of Runes and Selfless Savior. Some disruption with Curse of Silence. Authority of Consoles, you gain life whenever a creature ETBs under your opponent's control. So it's unlikely going to affect Sorin unless they've got some flash creatures. But it also causes your opponent's creatures that enter the battlefield tapped. We do have some reanimation in Reanimate and Unearth. So Reanimate can target any graveyard. Unearth can only target your graveyard, but only creatures with mana value 3 or less, which obviously Sorin does. So sometimes if they kill Sorin, you might go, well, we'll let it go to the graveyard because we can just unearth it. Call of a Ring is a great draw enabler, and because you're paying life, we have a lot of life. Same with Lotho. If whenever a player casts a second spell each turn, we lose a life and create a treasure. Lingering Souls can reduce 4 bodies. So when we've got our ETB life gain creatures on the battlefield, this is a great way to get a lot of life from it. Lauren's a great way. It's great white cards to destroy artifacts and enchantments, and it can cause... We can draw a card, but it causes our opponent to draw a card. And Agadim's Awakening, like Unearth and Reanimate, can reanimate a number of creatures if we've got the mana. Mana base is pretty standard. It's obviously lots of dual lands and a lot of fetch lands that can fetch lands in our colours. And then things like Prismatic Vista to fetch any basic land. So that's the deck. In theory, I think it's very powerful. Like I said, we just never saw any of these life gain enablers, and it just makes it so much harder to do what we need to do. But I hope you enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in my gameplay. So up against Nadu, so this is going to be a tough one. But we've got an okay opening hand. We can Thoughtseize to get into their hand or play Legion's Landing. Turn to Sorin, and then we can transform Sorin with Light's Hope. Let's get into their hand. I think we will get rid of Nail. So next turn we can get down Sorin. We will get our Godless Shrine, shock it in. Why did that? Oh, the sign clearing can't tap for colourless. So there's Nadu. So we'll play our planes. Let us get down Amalia. We won't extort. And then we will just Light's Hope. And we'll swing with Sorin. Sure, I'll keep the SSM Sentinel. And then obviously it will trigger Nadu. Kneel before your betters. But it does set them back a bit. That is a tad annoying. Play out the chapel. So let's get down Legion's Landing. Do we want to extort? No. And let's get down the Birth. And again, no. Let's get a Plains, obviously. And then let's we'll tick up Sorin, put him out of range of the Kite Sail Larcenist. They'll be able to recast Nadu, I imagine. So next turn we can cast the Adversary. So we're going to have to take out Nadu. And I won't pay. And then we will play the Adversary. And again, we won't extort. We'll tick up Sorin again. So they can still replay Nadu because they've got a lot of lands.
I am immortal.
Yes, calm down, Sorin. Okay, they don't replay Sorin. Nadu even, not Sorin. So what we would have done, swung in, gained a lot of life. We could have taken out the Larcenist if we needed to, or gone face. We would have gained at least 6 and also done 8 unless they chumped with the Mystic, which they may have done. So we were pretty close to lethal, and then I think next turn we could have cracked a couple of our food and then maybe gone face with Sorin again, assuming it survived. So a good game against probably the best card in Brawl at the moment. Up against Roxanne, so a bit of a burn deck and a ramp deck. This is a decent hand. Everything we've got will be can get taken out by Roxanne, but we do obviously have some hand disruption as well. Do need to draw more lands. I'll play out the speaker. Let's play out Sorin. We will... Do we take that out? I know we just develop our board. Swinging with Sorin. One each time an artifact enters isn't going to be much problem, seeing as we have a lot of life gain. Well, in fact, our entire deck is life gain. There's another land. Let's get into their hand before we attack. We can take out the face breaker with nightmares first. And the Fireweaver with Sorin. Well, they've gone big. Let's take out the Gargaroth. Let us swing in. Oh, we can't use Nightmare's Thirst because we only have one black mana. But we can.
I will catch you.
We can take out the face breaker. They can cast Roxanne, so they might take out Sorin. Yep. Yeah, there goes Sorin. There is the land. Well, I think we just... we just clear their board. And then next turn we can get down Sorin again. Speaker of Heavens is close to being able to crate Angels. Although it looks like they might have removal. I think I did a bit of a misplay there. I should have taken out the... well, that's annoying. I should have taken out their Flame Breathe or whatever it was. And then swung in and then used Nightmares first. Yeah, that was a bit of a punt. We need some more playable cards. Yeah, that's going to be a huge issue. There's Roxanne. So they can cast the Gargaroth. I should have just, again, attacked with Sorin there. Well, that's a pretty good, well, an okay draw. But obviously now their creatures have haste, which is a problem. Yeah. Just the 11 treasures. I think this game is over for us, unfortunately. Yeah, a couple of punts, which, if I played correctly, maybe the game would have gone a different way. But we, didn't draw great that game. Up against Nadu again. Let's see if this one, how well this one goes. On the draw. Yeah, I think turn 1 we shock in Windswept Heath and get down Authority of the Consuls. Or maybe I just Swords the Mystic. Set them back a turn. Let's get down Sorin. I think we take out their tracker. Actually, let's attack first, see what happens. I doubt they'll block, but you never know. And then I will get into their hand. Just 2 islands. So we're already massively behind now. And our opponent is thinking about what to do. They have 1 mana left. There we go. And now they do their shenanigans. I think this match is over. Yeah. Another land is not what we needed. Trelosaurus, so another Lifegain deck. So removal is going to be important. We are on the play, so we can get the Vampire down turn 1. Turn 2 Sorin. And build from there. They're mulliganing. Well, let's see if they jump. Crack this straight away, and we will get planes. And let's get down Veto. And next time we can get down the Orator and Sorin. Or maybe just go big with the adversary. I think we get down a buff adversary so Vampire the Moon can attack through the Safekeeper. Fair enough. I'm not sure why they scooped again. Maybe they didn't have any life gain enablers, which I really need for Trelosaurus. But then we need it for Sorin as well. Impassioned Orator and Lingering Souls would have got us quite a lot of life as well. Grist, so another one of the Modern Horizon 3 Planeswalkers. Really like to have more than 2 lands, but things we don't really want Grist in their graveyard. Or maybe we do want it in their graveyard because now we have Grist. Obviously it didn't transform because it has to come in from, say, their graveyard. Well, they can just get Grist back no matter what, so I'll take Liliana. Hopefully we can deal with Grist next turn with March. Why are we having so much problems with land all of a sudden? Oh, you can just reanimate Grist again. Okay. Well, there's a land. Let's play Sorin. And let us play Bat. We'll swing with everything. We've got Vasily's Blessing, so now we're creating 2 cats a turn. We'll just sacrifice a token. It's odd they sacrificed their lifelinker. I don't think the Archivist is going to do much this game. Well, I can transform Sorin, or I can destroy the insidious roots. Well, let's swing in. I think I messed that up. Sorin transforms and second main phase away. Should have done that during combat. think I'll just cycle on Earth. Well, maybe I won't then, because we can get back Ocelot Pride of it. I don't think I want to transform Sorin because it'll just get destroyed. I can take out Grist, but that's about it. Unless I just go face with Sorin.
No neck shall be spared from my hunger. My strength is your scourge.
So we're down to 1. LS Ilcore would have been really helpful. You know, if it goes too much longer, they're going to be able to ultimate Grist. They need to take out Sorin because chances are they're dead if they don't. That's annoying. Blood Artist would be good. But, yeah. That's not what we wanted. So all we need is a spell that we can play and then not do any life gain, which I know is probably asking quite a lot. Obviously they can't use Yawgmoth because that'll kill them. What I'll do is I will sack the silent clearing. Obviously we have to survive as well. So that's what? 5, 9. That's not enough to kill us. Well, hopefully this works. Yes. Not sure how we won that match, but we did. That is quite an uneven board. I don't know why they used Yawgmoth the last few times they did. They didn't really declare out our 1-1s. But a good result in the end. Cried also, I think, not a discard deck. What does Cried do again? Yeah, so it's a generally good stuff deck. Pretty cheap one as well. We are on the draw. But hopefully we don't have any life gain. This is better. We can curse the silence, Cridle, and then get the vampire down. Where's our Soul Warden and Luminarch? Not Luminarch, Lunarch Veteran and all that. Might be Poisons and Cup or Behold the Multiverse. I'm going to play out my 2 1-1s. Well, now we would like to stop drawing lands, please. Is it? Or maybe there's a Sorin coming. I'm going to chump. They would be able to get back our Vampire of the Dusk Rose, which... wow, seriously.
I'd rather have a full stomach than full coffers.
Sorin's not great when you don't have any life gain at all. Or you just draw lands repeatedly. A way to take out Harker is needed as well. So that's what they foretold. We go from having land issues to having far too much land. Just drawing nothing but land. I mean, it's a... well... okay, that's ridiculous. Atraxas or a proliferate deck? Or we can transform Sorin on the turn we potentially play him. And a Giant's Primate can get quite big. Heartless Act can take care of Atraxa. We'll get our Surveil land. Sure, I think the land's okay. Oh, I think we probably should have kept up Heartless Act. Okay, we are definitely going to have to keep up Heartless Act. Let's play out the Saviour.
This is the horrific cost of ending famine. Kneel before your betters.
We have to chump the veteran assuming it goes after Sorin. Gee, I don't think it's going to make a difference jumping or not. Where are our... Like, we're not drawing any of our gain life when a creature enters the battlefield. Which makes it very hard to actually play effectively. He can get down shouldered next turn. Which is probably game over for... Well, we can get lost it, but... We'll take out their Heartless Act. I'll create a food token because then hopefully we can use it as a pseudo removal spell. Next turn we can ultimate it, but obviously if they play shoulder we'll have to sacrifice it. I will pay the Exalt. Maybe we flash in the Archivist. We'll tick up. Swing in. They can recast Shouldered, but I should be able to kill it. We'll get rid of the Archivist. And then we would have minus Sorin to deal 7 to their face. So that shows what the deck can do when you have a constant supply of life gain. Well, we're on the play. But Crucius is a ridiculously powerful card because it's an alchemy card. We can transform Sorin next turn. But I might wait until Crucius is on the battlefield so we can use his negative ability to take it out. We'll just take out Crucius. Right next door, but we will gain quite a lot, well, let's create a food token. Well, just a bit too much value. Could have held up March so they didn't get that first Crucius trigger, but I don't think it was that important. Hello Magic fans and welcome back to the wrap up. So we ended up playing 12 games with a 41% win rate. And I think the prime reason for that is, as I said in the deck tech, I just never drew those life gain enablers that, you know, when a creature ETBs, you gain a life. We have 8 of them in the deck, so chances are pretty high you should have one in your opening hand or draw one pretty early. I think I only ever saw a Lunart Veteran once, and I think I saw a case and maybe another one towards the end of games. But that just makes it incredibly hard to do for the deck to do what it needs to do. And so many times I was transforming Sorin with, say, a Revitalize or whatever, and he transformed and he could take out a creature or create a food token, but then we had nothing else on the board, so there was no life gain in the next turn, and our opponent just took out Sorin, and we were back to square one. And it's incredibly frustrating because, it seems unlikely we'll go that long without drawing. But I think in theory it's a powerful deck. I will try and see if I can, say, fix it and make it better. But in the meantime, if you do play it, let me know. Please let me know in the comments if you have any more success, or if there's any suggestions around cards I could play instead. But in the meantime, if you did enjoy it, please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.